Hello, everyone. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you.
You can hear me? Can everyone else do about 45 seconds behind us? I just want to double check you can hear us before we go ahead tonight, okay? Hi, Jess. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm trying to figure out where I can hear you from. One sec. You have a bit more of a chat, Jess?
Yep. Oh, yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Heaps better now. Sometimes my headset doesn't log straight in. Okay, and I'm just waiting for everyone else just to let us know whether you can hear us or not. And then we will be straight into it. I'll just type in here. And Jess, is there a chat box in your window?
Yes.
And you can see a chat, so you can see a chat box on your right.
Yep.
Okay, Naomi said it's all good on her end.
Oh, cool.
Hello, Frank. Yep, you can hear me. Sound is good. Is it Janja? I'm so sorry if I've gotten it wrong. But thank you very much, guys, for having you on the call tonight. So tonight's special guest interview is the first of very, very many, especially for the Motivation Club and for you and all of our viewers here tonight. So let's get into it. It is my absolute pleasure tonight to be introducing our special guest interviewee for tonight. So here's a little piece of her gold to start off with. If you don't see who you really are, no one else will. Now, this is so true of personal development, of motivation, of self-esteem, of everything that personal development has to offer. If you don't see it, no one else will. And it is my pleasure tonight to be introducing to you Jessica Go. Now, she is the head showstopper, head fashion designer, and she's also a motivational stylist on top of that. And her business is called Elitist. She also veered into men's fashion and styling, so I'm very, very excited for her, and that's called Mr. Elitist Code. And we'll have all of the links for you tonight. If you have any questions along the way, everyone, let me know. But without further ado, styling with a difference, transforming singles and entrepreneurs to lead a empowering life by becoming who they want to be. Jess Go has been featured on BWR, MX, which we all read on the train stations. I love MX. I die for that magazine. And a lot of radio stations all around Australia. Without further ado, here is Jess. Jess is just the best. I can't speak higher of her myself. Jess, I'll let you introduce yourself and your business.
Thank you, Julia. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. So as Julia was saying, that I run an online fashion label called Elitist Co, which is a women's wear of corporate dresses, cocktail dresses, and some maternity dresses. And I've eventually expanded from a product business to a service business where I host styling workshops, which was originally for women, and now it's for men. And I've extended it to Mr. Elitist Code, where men don't feel left out with just Elitist Code, where a lot of guys are known that it's a women's business. So I've created it as Mr. Elitist Code, and I now provide styling journeys for them as well, for them to help to boost their confidence when they go out to dates or events or presentations for their business.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, Jess.
Yes, Julia.
Look back to me. So, I would like to start off with finding out, how did you get your business idea? Because when I discovered you, I'd just come out of fashion school, and after fashion school, it was a bit like, I'm never going to make any money out of fashion. But you've turned this into a money-making, like, live your dreams scenario. So I'd love to get to know, how did you get your business idea? I'll flick back to you so everyone can look at your gorgeous face.
Oh my goodness. Stop it. Well, how I got into Elitist Code, I've launched the brand in April, 10th of April 2014. And the idea came about where my last job was working as a retail assistant for a maternity store. And a lot of the women were saying that they wanted something that was quite classy, yet still affordable. So I wanted to bring out a really nice, affordable range of sophisticated retail and maternity. And that's how the idea came about. So we provide free courier shipping Australia-wide for all of our dresses. And I found that with fashion, as you were saying, it's really hard to make money from fashion because you're competing online like the iconic, we're killing it. And you're also competing with retail around for decades. So I've realized that getting inquiries from women asking me how to try products rather than shopping it online. And so I decided to launch a styling workshop because I didn't want to position hunters would be, or to have a pop-up store where they're very pedantic in money to have a pop-up store. So I decided why not do a styling workshop, because I looked at one of my corporate dresses and I thought to myself, I could wear this in 7 days. So I launched my first styling workshop on how to wear a corporate dress in 7 days. And women were able to try the dresses.
Yeah, you're cutting out in and out of there, Jess. I'm very sorry for that, and I'm sorry to all our viewers for that happening. But basically, what Jess was getting through was she's took a different approach to fashion, which I absolutely adored when I met her, and she was offering fashion through firstly motivating you by getting the right fit on you. So you've got the different body types, which I had no idea about, how different colors match your skin tone. Also, like the corporate dress in 7 days, that was just magnificent. I loved that concept because you come straight out of school and you come straight out of uni, you go get a job, but what you wear really defines you. And within those first seconds of people getting to know you, you have a first impression, take that first impression and they use it. That's you. That's you for the rest of your life because of what you wear, suppose. And I think in corporate, it's really important that you do the right thing. So I thought that was just a brilliant workshop. So Jess, other than the motivational styling, what else is unique about your business? I'll flick across to you again.
So what else is unique about my business is that with the styling, I've noticed with a lot of stylists and from my past experience as a stylist, where people come and see me for a one-off session. And I found that with a one-off session, you're only focusing just on the image. Whereas what I have decided to bring into the table now for 2016 is not only just revamping one's image, but it's also revamping the whole perspective on fashion and styling, and also how to build confidence, how to use styling to boost their confidence on a daily basis, and how to use styling as a way for them to attract certain things into their life.
That's very true, because wealth creation has a lot to do how you present yourself. So that's very, very interesting. I love that. So Jess, do you want to tell us a bit about how styling itself boosts your confidence and leads you to a better life?
Yeah, definitely. As most of you know, when you put on that jacket, suit jacket, or dress, I don't know if Frank can agree with the dress, but when you put on something lovely that complements your body shape and you feel like $1 million, like you look at yourself in the mirror and you think, wow, this is a great way to look and feel about myself. And that's what everybody should be using when it comes to styling, on how to dress up for each and every day, because what you put on is how it affects how you feel about yourself and the way that people perceive you as well. And it's just really amazing once you start putting that extra effort on how you want to appear in the world, people actually start treating you differently, from my experience.
I will agree with you there. I will agree with you. It does take the slightest little fashion change to be noticed in a sea of people.
That's
Oh,
so
yes.
true.
And Frank, of course, I can imagine you'd get compliments when you go out in a dress. All right. So, Jess, tell us a bit about your mission there at Elitist Code.
With the mission with the Leaders Code has changed a lot ever since I launched it. When I first launched it, I had the idea of targeting and expanding into plus size and maternity. And I realized with the feedback that I was getting from my styling workshops, I was attracting corporate women. And I decided to change it to cater the corporate women who love wearing my dresses. So the vision and the mission of Elitist Code has changed a lot. And in 2016, I've decided to actually change the direction from a product business into a service business because of the demand.
Yeah, fantastic. That sounds really interesting. And so what's your vision now?
My vision now is to help as many men and women in the world, starting with Australia, to boost their confidence through styling. And the grandest idea is to have my own TV show.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. Oh, I'm so excited to watch it. I'll be there. I'll be there. Okay, so I just want to turn to the audience really quickly, and I want to see if there's anything that you guys want to ask Jess at all. I'll pop it in the question box as well.
Ask me anything, guys.
So remember, they are a little bit behind us, but yeah, I'm really excited to see your business grow, Jess. It sounds great. We'll just wait for a few more questions, but what's been the highlight of your career so far?
That's a really good question. The highlight is the feedback. Just getting the feedback from my guest and telling me that they've actually implemented the tips that they've got from the workshop and from my services as well. That has given me a lot of gratitude and appreciation for what I do.
Okay, cool. So we've got a couple of questions coming through now. Now,
yes.
I'm really sorry if it's Janja. I hope I'm getting it right for you. I really appreciate your patience with me. She's asking the question, what's your advice for someone who hates clothes shopping?
Oh, for someone who hates clothes shopping, you're best off seeing a stylist, because a stylist will actually change the perspective that you have on shopping. And that is something that I actually do. Whereas a lot of stylists, they just focus more so on the image. Whereas I actually go behind the mindset and the behaviors of why you find shopping so annoying, such a frustration. And so what I do is I look more into the behavior of what is causing that and how to overcome that so you can enjoy shopping. So my advice would be seeing a stylist.
That's very interesting that you say that, because I work with my coaching and with my clients very much on the notion of you have to be to have. If you want to have great fashion sense, or you want to have a fondness of shopping, you need to be that person. So it does make sense that you have to go behind the scenes. So Janja, she said thanks, and thank you very much for the question. Frank has a question. His question is, I like accessories, but I feel like ties and pocket squares are considered old-fashioned or stuffy. When or where are they appropriate?
Okay. Well, Frank, I've actually seen you before in person, and I've noticed that you love wearing your ties and suits and your pocket squares. It's really just a matter of coloring. So choosing the right colors for them to seem appropriate. So if you're going to, let's say, a networking event, which I have seen you before at a networking event, I would actually avoid the darker colors such as black and opt for lighter colors such as white, baby blue, chocolate, tan, and brown, something soft and light, because it creates more of a relaxed look Whereas if you were wearing sharper colors, that would probably be more appropriate for a formal occasion, like a VIP or special event. I hope that helps.
Okay, that's fantastic. That was a good answer, Jess. I didn't know where you'd take that one. That was a really good answer because I definitely like the ties on a guy, and the pocket squares are pretty cool. But how often are they appropriate? Coloring, perfect. Thanks for nailing that one for us, Jess. So Naomi has a question. Do you think bright colors, reds, yellows, oranges, are suitable for an office environment? I love this question. Thanks, Naomi.
Great question, Naomi. Well, there's nothing wrong incorporating bright colors into your corporate wear. And you've seen it time and time over again that women feel so safe wearing a black corporate dress. And I think we actually need to start changing that perception that black is the only color that you can wear in a corporate environment. And I think a great step up to black is navy. And it's a great color to wear if you want to build relationships. But if you're wanting to wear bright colors to your corporate wardrobe, red is more of a dominant color. So it's good for if someone who is in a senior position. Yellow and orange is great if you want to splash on a statement necklace against a dark corporate dress. So I would suggest perhaps trying on a pop yellow leather jacket, or a pop orange blazer, or even statement pieces to incorporate with your corporate dress in an office environment. I hope that helps, Naomi.
Brilliant answer. Thank you very much, Jess. And thanks for that question, Naomi. When I used to work in corporate, I always got confused with how much color you can always wear. So yeah, thanks very much, girls. I appreciate that question. That's helped me out a lot. So thank you very much to all of our audience members having a question and really to get all of that knowledge out of Jess that possibly can. I have a few questions for you, Jess, on the motivation side of things. And I'd like to know firstly, who is it that you admire and what did you learn from them?
Oh my goodness, this is a really good question. Actually, I've picked up a book and her name is Sophia Loren. And I don't know if any of you guys know who Sophia Loren is. Do you, Julia?
I do. She's Italian and she's just magnificent. I've actually read a Vogue article on her one time when I was waiting for the doctors. It was a very long wait.
So I've picked up this book that she wrote about her life, from being an amateur actor to a Hollywood international actress. And she's still alive, surprisingly. I think she's well over in her 80s. And what I've learned from her book is that it's so easy for anyone to get lost in the way when they're on their journey in entrepreneurship or on their journey in life, what it is that they're looking for, seeking their life's purpose. And it's so easy to get caught up with the external things or the material things, and we become a little bit airheaded or not grounded with ourselves. And or you can say egotistic. And so what I've learned from that is from her journey that she has learned to stay humble and remember where she came from, because she mentioned that Marilyn Monroe committed suicide because she let things get to her head and she was not grounded. So what I appreciated was having someone from an international profile passing out that message, staying true to yourself and listening to what your heart desires. And that was the message and inspiration that I took from that book. And that's what has helped me to lead to where I am today with my business.
That's a wonderful message. Thank you very much, Jess. So as a business owner, you have to be very, very well coursed in leadership. And what do you see as the most important attributes of leadership?
Number one is definitely courage. So taking the first step, that bold step out of your comfort zone to move your business forward. So courage is definitely number one. Number two is building relationships. So I realized in the past that I was very sales focused, and I wasn't really, I didn't really care about building relationships with people, but my perspective has changed. And by building relationships with people, you're actually getting more business. And number 3 is always taking initiative. So always taking action in what it is that you need to do to move your business forward so you can go closer towards your vision.
Wow, those are fantastic. Thank you very much, Jess. So on that note, how do you stay focused and remain, how do you stay focused?
That's a really good question. I stay focused by writing down the goals that I want to achieve for 2016. So in November, I had some time off, so I actually went on a holiday. And this gave me time to reflect what was the biggest lessons and mistakes that I've made in 2015, and how can I make 2016 better? So I've reflected on that and realized where my weaknesses were and where I went wrong in my business and how I can move it forward in different ways. So I've actually taken the time to write down what it is that I want to achieve in 2016 and how to get there through different marketing activities. Okay,
brilliant. And so how is it that you set goals then? How do you do it that works for you?
I actually went to a goal setting workshop. So a book was given, and I've been using that book to help me write down my goals. So that book has, what is your ultimate vision for your business or for your life or your love life, whatever it is that you desire. So you're stating a vision, and you're also stating what it is that you want to achieve each month. And then you write down your weekly goals for you to get the results. So like, for example, each month I have a styling workshop. Each month I want to present in other organizations. Each month I want to connect with referral partners. Each month I would want to go to networking events. So I would go to a networking event once or twice a week. I would send out weekly EDMs. So that's my marketing plan set out for every year for 2016, but just breaking it down into monthly and then weekly and then daily.
Oh, cool. Cool, because I know how organized you are, and it's actually something that I admire about you and your business model. Like, all of your events for the year are already set. And yes, Naomi, she does have a Facebook page. I'm going to share it all with you just towards the end. And I know you've got a question. We'll get to that as well. So I wanted to know, lastly, before we finish off this motivation section and take all the questions back to the audience, how do you remain balanced, Jess?
How I remain balanced, it's so easy. Like last year, I was so focused on work, and I didn't really give myself time off until I actually went on a holiday in November. And for me to stay focused this year was, just working certain hours each day. I'm not going to push myself to overwork, which I have in the past. In the past, I've worked till 2 a.m. and that just didn't work for me because I burnt out. So I've decided to work 8 hours a day, and the rest of the time it's leisure. So I would go to yoga classes. I actually aim to go to yoga classes 5 times a week, and to catch up with my friends, and to go to the beach every Sunday.
Oh, very lovely. And good on you for aiming for yoga 5 times a week. I'm really struggling to keep up my one at the moment, but good on you. So, thanks so much for sharing that all, Jess. It's nice to have that insight, business owner to business owner, just to see how it all works from your end. And also, on behalf of the audience, thanks for that, because I think sometimes you're very right with how, what's her name? Sophia Loren. It basically, you got to stay grounded, and it's that grounding that you have that creates the clarity, that creates the, so that you don't get lost up there in space thinking of what could be and all those other questions that come. So that was really, really interesting, Jess. So we have a question from Naomi, and she's asking, what are your thoughts if you were actually dressing better than your superiors? Do you think this may be appropriate or offensive to others? And whilst you do that, I'm going to pop up Jess's Facebook page and another link for you. So go ahead, Jess. What are your...
That's a really interesting question, Naomi. If you are actually dressing better than your superiors, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's just a limiting belief that we have, not to dress better than others in the workplace or in a competitive environment. I'm actually all for dressing the best version of yourself, because by dressing the best version of yourself, it shows who you are. It also shows your self-confidence and also what you stand for. And, you know, to dress your best version of yourself at work is great, because it really shows that you're proud of who you are in the workplace. And I commend you for that if you want to dress the best version that you can be in the workplace, whether it's to get a job promotion or interviews or at meetings and presentations. By all means, you should dress your best.
Yeah, it's very true. You've got to dress your best, because it goes back to that first impression principle. People form a first impression about you by what you wear. It kind of sucks. I mean, it could have been your worst day of the year and you've been locked out of the house in your pajamas, but that's what it is. So Naomi, definitely dress your best and send us some photos of how well you dress. I want to dress as good as you. So what I've done is I've just popped Jess's Facebook page there into the feed. Like her page, she's awesome. She's got some great fashion styles. I loved her maternity wear. Most recently, I admired it so much, but I can't wait to present at Jeff events again. They're just great. They're just great. So that's basically it for tonight's interview, but I'd love to ask the audience, do you have any other questions for Jess, whether it's about fashion or styling or whether it's about motivation? Please shoot through some messages. And whilst we're waiting for your answers, your messages and your questions to come up, Jess, tell us a bit about a gift that you have today for all of your live viewers.
So for the live viewers tonight, if you want to learn more about how you want to show up in the world through styling and how you can build your confidence, whether it's confidence within yourself, confidence in love and relationships, or confidence in your business or career, we're offering a complimentary 10-minute phone call with myself, where how we can give you that clarity so you can go out in the world and have that confidence. And so that 10-minute phone call is valued at $69. And if you like to engage that, feel free to shoot me an email, hello@dressandstyle.com.au. Otherwise, you can see me live at my workshop for 2016 called Celebrate the New You in Style, which is on the 27th of January, which is next week, Wednesday night in Sydney. And we're giving food, drinks and goodie bags. And we're actually going to show you how you can transform the best version of yourself.
Oh, fantastic. And I've just popped that link straight to the dressinstyle.com.au for the ticket to Celebrate the New You in Style. I highly recommend Jess's workshops. I personally, from just being present and not interacting because I was a speaker, I have learned so much. And I even studied fashion, so I'm very grateful to Jess. So she also has all of your emails for everyone live on the call tonight. You are the only guys that get this $69 offer of a 10-minute phone call with Jess. I'm going to pass your email addresses on to her to see if you guys are interested in it. And I reckon, hit it up. I seriously do. So without further ado, thank you so much, Jess. Thank you, Julia. Thank you. It has been such a pleasure to get to know you deeper. There's a lot more to it than meets the eye. You're not just a pretty face, Jess. There's so much more there. Nice. And I can't wait to be presenting with you in February. Please check out all of Jess's events. And from February onwards, we will be live streaming her events. So this is a very, very exciting point in time for both me and Jess, so she can help more of you from the comfort of your own home. So it is my pleasure. And thank you again, Jessica, for all of your time tonight. If you guys have any questions, you have her Facebook link. Mary's just asking if it could be a Skype call or video.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Yeah, That's perfect, Mary. Absolutely perfect. Jess will be in touch with you all. So thank you very much, Jess, for the call. It has been our pleasure speaking with you tonight. You have a good one, okay?
Thank you, Julia, and thank you to all the live viewers. Thanks for the question, guys.
It's a pleasure on their behalf. So here we go, flipping back streams. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in tonight. It has been just such a pleasure. If there's anyone in particular you'd like for me to interview, please shoot me through a message at info@themotivationclub.com.au. Thank you very much, Naomi. You are such a darling. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Janja. Thank you very much, everyone that hopped on the call tonight. If you need anything, shoot us through a message at any time. Until our next event, our next interview, or the next time we bump into each other, take care and we will chat soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.